Alina, please come over. Paul,
you want to come?
Ok. Haideți să profităm de faptul că sunt niște ani buni de experiență și niște oameni care fac mult digital să ne mai răspundem la întrebări. Serhad se ocupă de probleme extrem de variate și complexe la Facebook pentru regiunea noastră. Alina a lucrat în zona de cosmetice, beauty și în ultimii ani a fost director de marketing pe zona de online la Rom Telecom. Iar Paul, după cum v-am povestit, o experiență mare în Mindshare și ca și antreprenor, proiecte variate. Ok, întrebări. Mânuța sus. Avem o întrebare acolo?
There you go, one.
Hai, curaj!
It's over there.
Totdeauna chestia asta, e momentul ăsta penibil când nimeni nu pune nicio întrebare și după aceea toată lumea vrea să pună o întrebare și nu mai e timp, știi?
Okay, for Serhat, for Facebook, I would like, my name is Adrian, and I would like to explain me what is the Facebook strategy behind not showing me all my fans in my company page. Let's say if I have 10,000 fans, Facebook show me only 100, and I don't have the opportunity to find specific one of them.
I mean, honestly, there is no strategy behind that. The thing is, we think that one by one fan interaction is really better done in things like comments, etc. Right? So if you want to reply to a person, they comment on your post, you just get straight back to them. It is really easy to find those people. However, what you're talking about is really a strategy that I would offer at SMB, right? So a cafe down the street that has 500 likes, well, they can see all of them and they can actually go and interact with all of them. But if you have 10,000, really, I think you need to review what your marketing strategy is, right? If you're somehow planning on one by one finding getting in touch with every single one of them. Facebook is a very personal platform. We're not trying to make it a free-for-all we want messages to be the highest impact message channel in the world. We can't just let anyone just message 10,000 people in one sitting, right? So I don't know, maybe Paul, you have a view on, why would someone want to see every single one of their 10,000 fans?
That's dangerous, giving me the mic to answer that one. I feel for you. I have clients in the same sort of position who feel that they've spent time, money and effort getting those people and they should be able to do it. Where they're focusing their efforts is working with Facebook and also sometimes without them to figure out how to get them offline. So God forbid Facebook went somewhere, they've still got some data on those people, and that's really got to be the end result, is figuring out how to work with Facebook but also what you can do to empower yourself as well. But yeah, I mean, the best way to do it, and it is absolutely true that you're never going to be able to talk to 10,000 people. Facebook's job is to not make it a spammy environment and things like that. But I totally feel your pain about getting them, to interact and being able to see everyone. But again, it's about buying the ads and testing out what metrics work with you.
And don't get me wrong, it's super important to look at people that are commenting on your content or trying to reach out to you, your wall post. It's really important to have a one-on-one interaction with those people. However, that's opt-in as opposed to opt-out, right? So it is really important for them to show you some attention before you can actually reach them. This is why we launched ability for pages to actually message people, but only when they write on your wall or comment, right? So you can actually directly message them, but they have to show some sort of interest first.
Mulțumesc.
Okay, thank you.
Altă întrebare? Bine, până vă mai faceți curajul să întreb eu ceva. I have a question, actually. There is an entire obsession, let's say, in the market. I'm free to talk regarding the number of fans. So we receive briefs like, okay, I want to have more fans like this page because it's my direct competitor. So sometimes with any price. Each brand wants to be number one in number of fans. There are campaigns that are outdoor everywhere in the city. Okay, we are the number one in number of fans. I know I don't want to give names, but what's your opinion about that? How important is the number of fans per page? And there is any magic number, magic trick when the number of fans are coming and grabbing our products and they buy everything we launch or something? What's your opinion?
Well, I, like you, also get asked that a lot and that sort of thing. Is there a magic number and that sort of thing? And
Can you
there
keep
are
the microphone closer?
Sorry, there are some magic numbers, that you can get around, and Facebook will obviously share those with you when they're ready and that sort of thing. But for me, when I talk to a client and I counsel them in that sort of essence, I always say, what's better, to have 1,000 fans that sit there and do nothing, or 10 that buy from you? And it sort of peels back to your point as well. If all those 10,000 people are jiggling around and buying stuff and doing stuff for you, fantastic. You don't need their names because they'll show up in the news feed and everything like that. The problem is when you have really bad content and people don't click, like, comment and share on that stuff, then you fall out of Facebook's algorithm because you failed the Facebook 50 test. So if you click, like, share, all of that stuff on a Facebook post, you become more important to that page, and therefore you're more likely to see that again in your news feed. So counsel your clients and that sort of thing. If they want a large number, they better be ready to back it up with something to do with them.
Okay, thank you.
And I would say that, again, the key message for me is, what are you trying to do with your marketing activity? I mean, fans and engagement is a great loyalty and retention strategy, but that's just one of the many things that, as a marketer, that you're responsible for. If you're trying to get totally new customers, how are you going to do that, right? Of course, them becoming a fan might be a step of the way, but how are you trying to take them from that point to actually, buy your product or get engaged or, trial or get a sample, etc., right? So I would highly suggest, instead of focusing on fans and engagement, to really back up to the point of, what are you trying to achieve with this marketing? Is it awareness? Is it sales? Is it offline sales?
Yeah,
online
usually
sales?
they want it all.
Yeah,
I want
of
a
course.
big awareness campaign with a lot of likes, and the likers should be our customers and want to sell more.
Yeah, it's like, well, you see a lot of digital integrations these days where people, it's like, okay, well, we want you to take a picture while hanging down from a bridge and upside down and while, pouring water over your head, and it has to be a selfie. That's the kind of, it's the same thing with marketing. You can't just go and set up a campaign with 17 different objectives and make sure to hit them all. You have to prioritize. And what I would suggest prioritizing is that things your CMO, your CEO, or your CFO cares about, because that's how you're going to grow your business. That's how you're going to grow yourself and actually matter to the company, as opposed to just be the social media person that sits there in the corner and they throw some random projects at you in a tiny budget, and then you try to work magic with it rather than try to matter for your company. That's what I would say for any of you that have the title social media specialist. Try to get it changed to marketing specialist. Otherwise, you don't have a good career in front of you. That's just my point of view.
Ok, alte întrebări? Mai avem o întrebare acolo, vă rog. Vă rog să vă prezentați, ca să știm cu cine.
My name is Alex. I just wondered about a similar audience algorithm. Can you tell us more about that? I mean, not the specifics, because I know we can't know everything, but like general, how does it work?
So the lookalike audience algorithm.
A similar
yes?
audience
Yeah.
or ethnicity, like for the one Latin
The lookalike
audience we
one.
have?
Yeah, so you're right, I can't tell you about it because it changes every day. But the fact of the matter is that Facebook has thousands of pieces of information about a single user, right? So their demographics, where they live, how many times do they log into Facebook a day, how many pages that they like, how many friends do they have, do they use messaging, do they like pages, do they ever attend events, and how many times they click on an ad. So Facebook has all this different information. And every day we change the algorithm. Well, actually, we don't change it. Machines change the algorithm. And that's the way it works, is it tests a new variable. And to say, can I estimate the likelihood of this person converting better every day? So that's exactly how any actually bidded auction model works as well. So if you think of Google's search auction or Facebook's ad auction. It's all about trying to estimate the likelihood of a person doing something. At Google, it's the likelihood of doing a click because all the ads are CPC. For us now, it's more about the likelihood of that person clicking like or engaging or converting, right? So that's what optimized for conversion is. There is no way for us to tell you what it is because it changes every day, and every day it changes. It's changed by a machine. It's machine learning, right? So that's why, as much as we'd love to have a magic formula, there isn't one because it changes. So that's the beauty of technology.
And one more question, if I may.
Please.
Can we find out the top 10 precise interests of our audience? Let's say we have 10,000 fans, and I want to narrow down to the top 10 precise interests. Is there a way to do that? I know Insights doesn't cover that.
So if it's not in Insights, unfortunately not. We do have some advanced insights that we use, but it's a very kind of restricted category of analysis that we do, and it's not more interest. It's more about other pages that they like. So there isn't a publicly available tool to do that. No. At the same time, if you use Facebook Connect, right, log in with Facebook. So if you have a website, this is a really good example for Paul's side. So if you have a website, an e-commerce site, and you're getting Facebook logins, you can get likes and interest information, and then you can look at the people that are more likely to share or that are converting, they're buying stuff from you, or they're adding things to their basket, and look at the likes and interest that they have, etc. Right? So there is roundabout ways of doing it, and maybe Paul has more insight here.
I was just going to ask a question, because a lot of people in the UK don't know about the tracking pixel. Has anyone actually used it here? Or anything? Yeah? It's not enough hands that are raised, though, That is the most powerful, probably, bit of information that Facebook has given out recently and that sort of thing. It is the hook on the back end to, tell your boss, I've made or saved you this amount of money. And 9 out of 10 businesses in the UK aren't using it yet because they're terrified of how much data it gives you. But at the same time, you do get some back, so they're not evil people. But you have to force your companies to put that pixel on when you're doing ads, when you're doing pages, and that sort of thing. If you don't, you're never really going to be able to tell them how much money you've made or saved. And if you can't tell me that, then why should I keep you in the job that you're in for next year? Like you said, your job title is your biggest weakness sometimes because you're so, new and misunderstood and everything changes and those aren't answers bosses like. So you have to be careful and sort of protect yourself. That pixel is your best friend.
What else? One, I think, last question. So, your last chance. If not, thank you very much for your time, for your information, for your presentation. Thank you very much for your answers.